Hi guys, my name is Bree Silvers and I am the Assistant Director in the Center for Personal and Professional Development here at Gardner Webb. You'll be seeing a few videos like this from myself, from Micah and Blake. We're just kind of giving you some extra things that you wouldn't normally get in a class setting. Today I'll be talking about LinkedIn and networking and why it's important. So let's dive in. So obviously, LinkedIn is a major thing in the business world, right? A lot of people think that only business students need it, but that is not true. Networking is important for all kinds of reasons. So during this video, don't try to build your profile. Take some notes. You can send me an email for questions. You can ask your peers for questions. Obviously, this isn't a class setting, so it's like you can raise your hand. But that being said, keep those questions on you and reach out to us. So why should you network? Why is it important? Well, obviously, it's not just during the job hunt, but when you need a job. You can reach out to your network to see if they know of any available positions. When you need an in somewhere, maybe you're interested in a particular company or you want to know more about someplace that you want to work. You can obviously reach out and find any people that you know there and ask them questions instead of just asking a stranger, which is still the same, but at least you have somebody that you know. Also, when you want feedback, so maybe you have a new idea or you are doing something for school and you want to ask people who have been in this field for longer, use your network there. Also, when you're learning a new skill, you have a lot of people out there who have probably been in the same place that you're in right now. The more you have, or the bigger you grow your network, the more people you have inside of it, the more resources you have who can say, hey, you're doing this right, or hey, maybe not this way, but do it this way. But also when someone else needs help. That's a great way to use your network. Maybe you have a younger sibling or friends who are a few years behind you. Your network can benefit them in many ways. So networking knows you can't do this alone. Other people are often the answer you are looking for. They also can't do this alone. They need you. That's the importance of networking. 70% of job openings are never posted publicly. And at first I was like, that doesn't make sense. Why would they not be? But when you think about it, you have small towns like Bowling Springs, North Carolina, who have a lot of businesses that are rural and they're not advertising in many different cities. So those job openings are kind of word of mouth. So the bigger of the network you have, the better of a chance you have at getting those job opportunities. Most Gardner Webb alum find their first job opportunities through relational connections, be it their peers, be it us, be it their staff and their other professors. Those are all relational connections that go through your network. So what is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a social media platform that allows users to view profiles as professionals, industries, and companies, as well as post their own profiles, post and search for jobs, and further develop their professional skills and knowledge. That's just a big way of saying it's social media for professionals. A few facts. As of December 2022, LinkedIn has 875 million members and nearly 60 million companies. That's a lot. It's probably, well, it is the biggest networking platform. Also, 93% of hiring managers view candidate profiles before an interview. I know for facts that my boss did. He looked at my LinkedIn before hiring me just to see what it was like. They just do that. So I like to tell students just have a LinkedIn. Maybe you're not on it 24/7. Maybe you don't update it as much as you should. That's fine. But having a LinkedIn, that way when people go look at it and maybe yours is just done and pretty and fine, you have probably a 50% higher increase of getting an interview than someone who doesn't have a LinkedIn. And that's just in my opinion. If I saw someone's resume come across my desk, I typically do look them up. So why use LinkedIn? It is expected as a professional. As you grow up and as you go out into the career world, you're expected to just know these skills and have these tools. You also need that broad and growing network. Not only that, but it's a convenient way to build professional relationships. You can also demonstrate and build your credibility, search for jobs and internships, investigate and seek advice. And then also, LinkedIn has a ton of free services and resources, including great job searching tools. We'll talk about those a little bit, but here's what they'll look like on your desktop and then on your phone. So, the job and internship search. These facts were both, or were all checked. I think they're probably about a year old from when I first made this, but 49 million people use LinkedIn to search for jobs each week. So a lot of people. And then there are 6 people hired every minute on LinkedIn. Not only that, but there was a 110% increase in confirmed hires in 2022. It's clearly looking like maybe we should be using LinkedIn for a job and internship search. It's super, super easy. All you have to do is hit the jobs icon and then type in your keywords. You can search by job type, job location, etc. So when we talk about keywords, we're trying to narrow that search. So obviously put the location that you're in or the location that you want to work in. You don't have to put the location that you're in now to get a job somewhere else. Maybe you are in Bowling Springs, North Carolina, but you want to work in San Francisco. You can put that and see what jobs are available there. You can also put the field or industry as well as specific companies, generic titles, coordinator, associate, manager, director, stuff like that, industry specific skills and tools. And then you can also use words like assistant, entry level, full-time, part-time, contract, freelance, remote, etc. When you go to your specific skills and your qualifications, so start putting those in because once you kind of put your skills in, people can pick you based on your skills. So if you're good at coding, content development, bookkeeping, all kinds of skills, which those are just some business related ones, but there are different ones tailored to each major. So keywords. If you ever have a resume appointment with me, I'll tell you the same thing. Keywords, it's super, super crucial. Most often, you should pull those keywords from the job description you are applying to and put them in your resume. It's not plagiarism. You're just looking to see what they need and if you have what they need. If you have it, why not put it on there? Same with your LinkedIn. If you have what they need, put it on your LinkedIn. If you don't have a specific job description to pull from, it can be hard to know what employers are looking for. So do some research, find out what they're needing and see if you're the best fit. And if you are, put it in your LinkedIn and on your resume. It'll help you match way better. Speaking of matching, once you have things on your profile, job alerts can pop up and say, hey, you are a 10 out of 10 match to this job. So for whatever this job was that had pulled up, I had 10 skills that matched what they needed. Administrative assistance, calendaring, expense reports, ground transportation, and I'm sure a few other business related things. When you're going to apply, it'll pop up something that looks like this. It'll sometimes give you a salary. It'll tell you about how many people work there, what school alumni work there. For premium, you can see how you would compare to 47 other applicants, but you don't have to do that. It'll tell you the location. It'll tell you how long ago it was posted. It can tell you who's applied. Well, not who, but how many. And then obviously it shows you that they're actively recruiting, and then you can apply, save it. And then also down here, your profile will share with the job poster. You can take that away, but I think that's important that you let it. Also, it'll probably ask for a resume. What it'll do is you'll fill out all this information that's already on your resume, and then it'll also ask for you to upload your resume. Still upload your resume, make sure it's in a PDF file, and put your name or your last name in the title of that document. So LinkedIn also has interview prep. It's basically just some common interview questions, some short videos on how to interview effectively. They give you some good tips from hiring managers that do this every day. You can also privately practice and answering some interview questions. You can rewatch those videos, maybe send them to somebody in your network to see what they would do differently. And then you also can share those with like your friends. It doesn't just have to be people on LinkedIn. And then you also have it's at the top of the jobs page. So the big thing, creating your LinkedIn profile. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. So obviously you need to upload a professional photo. You need to add your industry and your location. You can customize your LinkedIn URL, which I think is pretty cool. Write a summary, that's a big one. Describe some of your experience. Add 5 skills or more. 5 is the absolute bare minimum. You want to have as many skills as they'll let you have on there. You need to list your education, add your interests and accomplishments, and then we say connect with 500 plus contacts. That seems like a big number, but it's really not once you get started. And then you can also turn on to let recruiters know you're open to working. So uploading your profile picture, you're 7 times more likely to be found if you have a profile picture. You also have to pick a photo that looks like you. Use a high resolution image. Make sure your face takes up at least 60% of the frame. Be the only person in the picture and avoid selfies. So no distracting backgrounds and wear what you would wear to work. So obviously the difference in these two, I'm not asking that you have a picture down here like the one on the left. He's completely posed, add a background that looks very professional. You definitely can, but that doesn't have to be the standard. However, the one on the right, your profile picture should not look like this. She is in gear that she's wearing hiking. You can't really see her face. It is a selfie. She's kind of in a distracting background. There's a lot going on here. So I would just avoid that completely. You can see here mine. It's not necessarily staged. It's not a perfect camera angle, good lighting, like, and there is stuff going on in the background. However, I am the predominant focus of this image. The things in the background are a little blurred. You can see my face clearly. Now, my hair color has changed since that picture, obviously, but you can still tell, hey, that looks like her. And then also your banner picture. This is kind of a big one as well. You want this to kind of describe who you are. So obviously, I work at Gardner Webb and I work at the Tucker Student Center. I was out on my walk one day. I thought it was pretty. I took a picture to send to my mother, and then I was like, you know what? I like this. Let's put it in there. So that became my banner picture. So step 2, you're going to want to add your location and your industry. It is important to specify your industry and location, as these are two of the most important filters recruiters use. Not only that, but you can customize your URL. I would say if you're going to add your LinkedIn to your resume, if it's that spectacular, customize your URL. If not, you don't have to, but it just kind of helps keep things concise. So then step 4, write a summary. So it gives you so many characters to use. If you go over that character, you have to be able to click read more to see the rest. I tried not to write too much. However, if you will notice, I use a lot of keywords that describe my position now. Again, my position is the Assistant Director in the Center for Personal and Professional Development. The first line says dedicated to continuous personal and professional growth. So kind of look into those things, put those keywords here. That's where people are going to kind of spike and see those keywords and match you a little bit better. You can also see my top skills at the bottom here, which after you put your skills in, you'll be able to put down there. So the summary can only include 2,600 characters, and only the first 300 characters are shown. So that read more thing, you should want people to click read more. So it should be engaging, it should be storytelling, it should be enough for someone to say, ooh, what else? You can talk about why you're passionate about what you do, talk about your greatest accomplishments, motivators, possibly an overview of your career path if you have one. You could definitely talk about your career goal and then also how you started out. So in step 5, add your experience. You're 12 times more likely to be found if you include at least 2 past working experiences. So basically how you want a resume, it'll line it up just like this. This is my position now. So I put the full title in there, where it is that I worked full time. It'll already tell you, like when you put your start date, it'll tell you how long you've been there. So obviously from September to the time I made this, it was 2 months. It'll put where it's at, and you can also put skills attached to this work experience, which is very, very helpful. So then add your skills. LinkedIn has over 35,000 skills listed. You should have an absolute minimum of 5. You can have up to 50, so definitely do that. Put the strongest ones at top and be honest. Obviously, if you're not good at Microsoft PowerPoint, don't put Microsoft PowerPoint. And you can also see here, you can attach it to different things. So I do own my own business, or I did, and all of these skills came from that. Not really came from, but I really got to expand on those as I worked here. At this time, I was only here for 2 months, so I'd only kind of done the little things listed here and could really focus on those. You can also get people to endorse those skills for you. So professors can, if you're in their classes or if you've had previous employers, they can go in and say, oh, hey, I know that they're good at Microsoft Word because that's what we use in class, and they can endorse that for you. So then list your education. As a student, your education is your #1 selling point. That is probably the biggest thing that pops up and people want to see it. So I did not go to Gardner Webb University. I went to Western Carolina University. I got my bachelor's of business administration and law. And these are some skills that I obtained from there as well. You can see how many people follow it, and then one connection works here. This guy right here is the professor who made me create a LinkedIn. So he's the only one I am connected to at the moment from LinkedIn, or was previously when I made this. But you guys should be connected to a whole bunch of people who work and attend Gardner Webb University. So you can also add your interests. So obviously Microsoft, LinkedIn, Google, those are all pretty big interests for me. I have a lot more now on like diving into the AI world and such. But you can include people, organizations, and topics. You should follow your schools. Make sure it's industry specific. So if you're in the business world, obviously LinkedIn, Google, Microsoft are great. Maybe if you're in the criminal justice world, do some other things there. Same for nursing. And then you can connect with others who have the same interests. So in your awards and your accomplishments, anything past high school, like so into college, if you got anything there, it's a great place to put it, especially sports awards and such like that. So step 10, start connecting. You want to get to 500 or more. Like that's just kind of the basis number. You can connect with us here. We all have LinkedIn accounts. Micah, me, Blake. I think the Career Center also has one, just a general one that you can connect with. And I say that because we also have connections. So once you connect with me, then you can look at my connections and connect with them. However, there are people that you can't connect with yet. So if you're just new and starting out, you have to find some mutuals. And then once you have got your mutuals down, you're given access to their connections. So it's just kind of like a continuous domino effect. And that's what you want. So connections versus followers. Connections, it's a two-way relationship. You can see each other's posts, you can see each other's updates, and you can send messages back and forth. However, followers is just a one-way relationship. You can see posts from the person that you follow without being connected to them. However, they won't see yours. So obviously who to follow is famous people. And I say people you kind of know. So maybe that include people at a different university. So somewhere off that might be in the same career field as you. If you would just like to follow them instead of connect with them, that's fine. But I'm a big connect person. I want you to connect. That's the whole point of networking. And then if you need to learn how to follow, you just go to that person's profile and click the more tab. So then let recruiters know you're searching for a job. All college students say, well, do I need to let them know that I'm searching now? I'm just a college student. I'm not ready to work. I say yes. I say put that you're open to work. And I think that you should also write currently seeking new opportunities in X, Y, and Z in your headline, just so people can kind of start seeing your name a little bit more and that you're ready to start working soon. You'll get some updates and stuff as well if you have that notification turned on. You can you can also let them know when you'd like to start, some titles you are targeting, geographic locations, type of work, and company size. You can also put this banner here on your profile picture. Don't forget to take it off after you get hired though. You can also now put open to work to just recruiters or all LinkedIn members. How to find recruiters to connect with. So you can go to the LinkedIn search bar, type in recruiters, and then add the industry and company name. Typically, I say steer away from this. You want to get your profile looking really good. You want them to come to you. If you're super struggling with getting a job or a career, this is a great way to do it. But you definitely just want to make sure your profile matches enough that they pick you. So now what? You're sitting here thinking, okay, I'll make a LinkedIn, I'll use it every now and then, but what else? So connect with us. So connect with the Career Center, connect with your alumni, any specific departments, anyone here at Gardner Webb that you know, go ahead and connect with them. You can connect with us and our connections. Like I said, shoot for 500, whether that be the recruiters, industry leaders, peers in your field, etc. Follow those topics and those companies that are relevant to you. Post and repost articles that are relevant to your field or industry. If you go to my LinkedIn, there's not a lot of posts that I made, but I do repost a lot of things that go on here at Gardner Webb. Be strategic and selective with your comments. Encourage, comment, and like, but stay positive. That's a big thing. This is not a social media platform that it's not Instagram. This is definitely a business and professional profile, and you want to use it as such. Use direct messaging like you would text. I say that iffily. I want you to use it how you would an email, maybe not necessarily text. And then reach out and stay up to date. So keep checking it. I put it in my rotation. I check it once a day, twice a day, just to see what's going on, as well as I do check my other socials because I'm human and that's just what we do. Online presence is such a big and important thing, a big and important thing, especially now being what age you're at, where you're at in life, and just the technology around us. This is a good time that I like to talk about your other social like platforms. Like if you have an Instagram, let's see here. I might not have had it on here, but if you have an Instagram, a Facebook, a TikTok, anything like that, you want to make sure those profiles are, trying to think of the best way to put it. If your grandmother can look at your profiles and smile, you have a good profile. Employers do look at those things. The first thing I do when somebody sends an application in is look at their profile, their social media. Should I? Yeah, it's a thin line, but that's what we do. And people will do it. So not only is it important for you to have your LinkedIn looking pristine, but it is definitely important for you to recheck your social profiles. If your Instagram is public, let's make sure that there's no crazy images or anything on there that probably shouldn't be. I have a few professors that'll give examples in class, and one for you is the criminal justice professor here. His name's Chief. We call him Chief. He talks about how he had his students doing a graduation celebration, I think. So at the end of their time, they do this graduation celebration where they put on their uniforms and they get pinned, I believe. And he had been scrolling through Instagram or checking Instagram, and one of his students was in full uniform with alcohol and other things on the table that probably shouldn't be in full uniform. And he posted it publicly, and they did not let him get pinned. And so it's some of those things where obviously that's an extreme case, but just be cautious of what you're putting out there in the world because employers do look. And you can have your professional profile on LinkedIn, and you can have your fun profiles on Instagram and other things, but maybe make sure they're private so that employers can't look. Is LinkedIn Premium worth it? I say no. And most people will agree with you. If you want to just look and see what's out there and see who's been viewing your profile, sure. But if you're really struggling to find a job, come to one of us first. Come to the center here in Gardner Webb before getting LinkedIn Premium because we'd like to see if we can help you before you have to pay for help. Download the LinkedIn app. So typically at this point in the class, I have everyone take their phones out and do two things. I have them follow us on social media because we like to post a lot of things. We do some giveaways, we do some events. So I have them follow us on Instagram, which is GW Career. And then I also have them download the app just to make me feel better. Just knowing that you've downloaded the app from class and you've walked away with it, maybe potentially going to make a profile later, makes me feel so much better. Obviously, a lot of LinkedIn's traffic comes from mobile devices. It's probably more than that number now, but it's just so much easier on a cell phone than it is on a laptop. Typically, at this point, this is where we go into looking in your profile and such, but we're not going to do that, obviously. But you go ahead and look at your profile. So if you've already had one, or maybe if you're kind of new to LinkedIn, go ahead and look at it and see what it looks like. See if it looks like some of the stuff we talked about. Maybe you can do some extra things to beef it up. Look into that and see what you can do. Use LinkedIn as often as other social platforms. I kind of went over that already. I do check it probably twice daily and just see what's on there and see if there's anything new that I can see. And then here's our email address. So if you want to get in contact with us to make an appointment with us, maybe to go over your LinkedIn, we do that. I can help you with your LinkedIn. I can help you get it started. I can give you some ideas, or I can just look it over to see if it looks good in someone else's eyes. And then also for resume appointments, we do that as well. You can email us at career@gardner-webb.edu or me personally at msilvers@gardner-webb.edu. And that will be the end of our video today. So obviously, if you have any other questions, I am here to help. I am here to assist with anything that you guys have going on. Again, if you need the help with your LinkedIn, if you need the help with your resume, Micah, Blake, and I are all here and we would love to help you. So just reach out to us and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And that is the end of our LinkedIn session. Thanks.